Okay, welcome to tutorial where we're going to be talking about how it is you upload data so that you can make a parents' evening between a parent and tutors rather than between the parents and the teachers. So what we're going to do is we're going to first delete the data that's already in our system, because in this example we're making a parents' evening where there are no currently open events and we're safe to do so. But just keep in mind that if you are deleting your data and starting with a fresh slate, and it will tell you this when you press the delete all button, if you have any active events, if you've got any bookings made, parents' evenings are open, anything like that, if you delete your parent or your teacher data, that will be lost. So just be very, very careful and read this warning. I'm okay, there's no parents' evenings open at the moment or anything like that, so I'm just going to delete my data. So when I press delete all, it will delete that. And it's the same, I've already done it with my teachers, but just to be aware, it's the same situation with them. If you ever, delete any teachers or anything, it will delete your data too. So what you do now is you go to the Upload Data tab, and I'm going to be doing this example by uploading a spreadsheet of data. If you can't upload a spreadsheet of data, if you're one of the schools that uses just the web services like this here, so if you're Integris or if you're, Facility or Progresso and you don't know how to use a spreadsheet, get in touch and we'll help you, or go at the end of this tutorial where we'll be talking about how you just create teachers. But for just now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how you would upload a spreadsheet of your data. One of the ways to do that is to click on this blue button up here. This will give you instructions on how to go about exporting your data. For some MIS databases, we actually have a specific tutor report, but I'm going to be showing you it as if we don't. So what to do is, imagine you're now, you follow those instructions and you've gone to your MIS database and you've exported your data. And what will happen is you'll get a spreadsheet a bit like this. So it'll have your students, and over here it'll have probably teacher data, unless you've run one of our reports where it has brought out your tutors. If it's brought out your tutors, that's fine, you can skip to the end of this bit where I'm talking about how we get tutors in here, but for most I don't think it's going to do that, so I'm going to show you a quick couple tips in this to get your tutor data in. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to get rid of the extra rows in between each of these students, because if they've got a tutor they'll only have one each. So what we'll do first of all is click on number 1, go to sort and filter and do filter, and that will add filters to the top of all the rows. And what I want to do is I want to be highlighting all the rows without student data in it, because I'm going to delete them. So we're going to click on C here's filter, I'm going to deselect everything, and I'm going to go down to the bottom and just select the blanks, and then OK. That gives me all my blanks, and I'm going to now use the blues down here. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of where the blues finish, that's the last cell there, highlight all of that by holding Shift. I'm going to right click on 42 and I'm going to delete that row. What that does is that deletes all the rows in between your students. If I go back to the top here now and click on the filter for C and select all and press OK, it brings back all the students but without the blanks in between them. Okay, so I've now got one teacher per student. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this data here because I don't need that anymore. That was the last of the sort of history classes, and we're going to go back over, and what I think you should do is highlight E for each student, and that will give you the register class for each. Now it might be that your students are in different house groups. If it's different, like come and speak to us if this isn't the way to do it. But I'm going to highlight all of those classes for E, so I'm going to get my year groups and I go back over to the right hand side. I'm going to paste those into T, U and V. So I'll highlight T, U, V, and I'm going to do a Control V, or you can just press paste from it here, and that will paste those year groups or register classes depending on what's come out into these columns here. Now I suspect the register classes will have come out, and what you'll have pasted here are reg classes, not year groups. That's all good. And all you got to do now is perhaps filter. So I'm going to filter just year 12, and you can type in the name of your teacher here. So Mr. Smith, and I can copy that down for all the 12s, and that puts Mr. Smith next to all the 12s. And what we're also going to do actually is pop in an MIS ID for this teacher. You can make that up. So I'm making mine 1000. It's got to be a unique number, something that you don't have elsewhere. Now if I go and put in a teacher for 13, I'm going to give them a different unique ID. I'm going to give them, say, 9000, something unique that's not elsewhere, and call this teacher Mrs. Jones. If we again highlight that and paste it down, that will pop in Miss Jones for all those classes. When I bring back all these classes by doing filter for class code and select all, I've got tutors for everyone. Okay, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go back to our software. I'm going to add the CSV file, which is on my desktop. which is here. I'm going to go down and find tutors. There it is. I'm going to upload. What you find at the bottom of the page is that when you upload that, it goes to 100%, and then all my parents have been uploaded. You'll see them here. And in the Teachers tab, my 2 tutors have been added. What you can also do is add your own new teacher and a tutor teacher by clicking on the Add New Teacher button in the top right corner here, and then popping in their name. So Miss, I'm going to call her Miss Tails, and then Department Tutor, and her subject you can maybe choose to be a particular tutor group, so Year 5. When you press Save, that will create Miss Tails. And then if you press the Edit button, what you'll be able to do is add children from a particular year group to her by pressing Add by Class for Year 13. That adds the students to her. Now that you've created this teacher, you can go back to the Teachers tab. You'll be able to see the other tutors you've got here, and you're now prepared and ready to make your parents' evening.